It's me again, Hank the Cowdog. I just got some terrible news. There's been a murder on the ranch. I know I shouldn't blame myself. I mean, a dog is only a dog. He can't be everywhere at once. When I took this job as head of ranch security, I knew that I was only flesh and blood, 4 legs, a tail, a couple of ears, a pretty nice kind of nose that women really go for, 2 bushels of hair, and another half bushel of Mexican sandburrs. You can add that all up, and you don't get Superman. Just me. Good old easy-going Hank, who works hard, tries to do his job, and gets very little cooperation from anyone else around here. I'm not complaining. I knew this wouldn't be an easy job. It took a special kind of dog. Strong, fearless, dedicated, and above all, smart. Obviously, Drover didn't fit. The job fell on my shoulders. It was my destiny. I couldn't escape the broom of history that swept through. Anyway, I took the job. Head of ranch security. Gee, I was proud of that title. Just the sound of it made my tail wag. But now this, a murder, right under my nose. I knew I shouldn't blame myself, but I do. I got the report this morning around dawn. I had been up most of the night patrolling the northern perimeter of ranch headquarters. I had heard some coyotes yapping up there, and I went to check it out. I told Drover where I was going, and he came up lame all of a sudden and said he needed to rest his right front leg. I went alone, didn't find anything. The coyotes stayed out in the pasture. I figured there were 2, maybe 3 of them. They yapped for a couple hours, making fun of me, calling me ugly names, and daring me to come out and fight. Well, you know me, I'm no dummy. There's a thin line between heroism and stupidity, and I try to stay on the south side of it. I didn't go out and fight, but I answered them bark for bark, yap for yap, name for name. The coyote has been built who can out-yap Hank the Cowdog. A little before dawn, Loper, one of the cowboys on this outfit, stuck his head out the door and bellered, "Shut up that yapping, you idiot!" I guess he thought there was only one coyote out there. They kept it up, and I gave it back to him. Next time Loper came to the door, he was armed. He fired a gun into the air and squalled something about how a man couldn't sleep around here with all that dag-dang noise. I agreed. Would you believe it? Them coyotes yipped louder than ever, and I had no choice but to give it back to 'em. Loper came back out on the porch and fired another shot. This one came so close to me that I heard the hum. Loper must have lost his bearings or something, so I barked louder than ever to give him my position and, to let him know that I was out there protecting the ranch. The next bullet just darn near got me. I felt the wind of it as it went past. That was enough for me. I shut her down for the night. If Loper couldn't aim any better than that, he was liable to hurt somebody. I laid low for a while, hiding in the shelter belt until I was sure the artillery had gone back to bed. Then I went down for a roll in the sewer, cleaned up, washed myself real good, came out feeling refreshed and ready to catch up on my sleep. Trotted down to the gas tanks and found Drover curled up in my favorite spot. I growled him off my gunny sack. "Beat it, son. Make way for night patrol." He didn't want to move, so I went to sterner measures. Put some fangs on him. That moved him out, and he didn't show no signs of lameness either. I have an idea that where Drover is lamest is between his ears. I did my usual bedtime ritual of walking in a tight circle around my bed until I found just exactly the spot I wanted, and then I flopped down. Oh, that felt good. I wiggled around and finally came to rest with all 4 paws sticking up in the air. I closed my eyes and had some wonderful twitching dreams about, don't recall exactly the subject matter, but most likely they were about Beulah, the neighbor's collie. I dream about her a lot. Oh, what a woman! Makes my old heart pound just to think about her. Beautiful brown and white hair, big eyes, nose that tapers down to a point not quite as good as mine, but so what? And nice ears that flap when she runs. Only trouble is that she's crazy about a spotted bird dog, without a doubt the ugliest, dumbest, worthlessest cur I ever met. What could be uglier than a spotted, short-haired dog with a long, skinny tail? And what could be dumber or more worthless than a dog that goes around chasing birds? They call him Plato. I don't know why, except maybe because his eyes look like plates half the time. Empty plates. He don't know a cow from a sow, but do you think that makes him humble? No, sir. He thinks that bird chasing is hot stuff. What really hurts, though, is that Beulah seems to agree. Don't understand that woman. But I dream about her a lot. Anyway, where was I? Oh, under the gas tanks, catching up on my sleep. All at once, Drover was right there beside me, jumping up and down and giving off that high-pitched squeal of his that kind of bores into your eardrums. You can't ignore him when he does that. Well, I throwed open one eye, kept the other one shut so I could get some halfway sleep. Will you please shut up? Hank, oh, Hank, it's just terrible. You wouldn't believe. Hurry and wake up. I seen his tracks down by the creek. Get up before he escapes. I throwed open the other eye, pushed myself up, and went nose to nose with the noisemaker. Quit hopping around. Quit making all that racket. Hold still and state your business. Okay, Hank. All right, I'll try. He tried and was none too successful, but he did get the message across. Oh, Hank, there's been a killing right here on the ranch, and we slept through it. Huh? I was just coming awake by then, and the word killing sent the jolt clean out to the end of my tail. Who's been killed? They hit the chicken house, Hank? I don't know how they got in, but they did. Busted in there and killed one of the big leghorn hens. Killed her dead, Hank. Oh, the blood. Well, that settled it. I had no choice but to go back on duty. A lot of dogs would have just turned over and gone back to sleep, but I take this stuff pretty seriously. We trotted up to the chicken house, and Drover kept jumping up and down and talking. I found some tracks down by the creek. I'm sure they belong to the killer, Hank. I'm just sure they do. What kind of tracks? Coyote? We reached the chicken house, and sure enough, there was the hen lying on the ground, and she was still dead. I walked around the body, sniffing it good and checking the signs. I noticed the position of the body and memorized every detail. The hen was lying on her left side, pointing toward the northeast, with one foot out and the other one curled up under her wing. Her mouth was open, and it appeared to me that she had lost some tail feathers. I'm beginning to see a pattern. What? Tell me, Hank, who done it? Not yet. Where'd you see them tracks? There weren't any tracks around the corpse. Ground was too hard. Drover took off in a run, and I followed him down into the brush along the creek. He stopped and pointed to some fresh tracks in the mud. There they are, Hank, just where I found them. Are you proud of me? I pushed him aside and studied the sign, looked it over real careful, sniffed it, gave it the full treatment. Then I raised up. Okay, I've got it now. It's all clear. Them's coon tracks, son, not coyote. I could tell from the scent. Coons must have attacked while I was out on patrol. They're sneaky. You've got to watch 'em every minute. Drover squinted at the tracks. Are you sure these are coon tracks? They sure look like coyote to me. You don't go by the look, son. You go by the smell. This nose of mine don't lie. If it says coon, you better believe there's coon at the end of them tracks. And I'm fixing to clean house on him. Stay behind me and don't get hurt. I threaded my way through the creek willows, meadows, over the sand, through the water, I never lost the scent. In the heat of a chase, all my senses come alive and point like a blazing arrow toward the enemy. In a way, I felt sorry for the coon, even though he'd committed a crime and become my mortal enemy. With me on his trail, the little guy just doesn't have a chance. One of the disadvantages of being as big and deadly as I am is that you sometimes find yourself in sympathy for the other guy. But part of being head of ranch security is learning to ignore that kind of emotion. I mean, to hold down this job, you have to be cold and hard. The scent was getting stronger all the time, and it didn't smell exactly like any coon I'd come across before. All at once, I saw him. I stopped dead still, and Drover, that little dummy, ran right into me and almost had a heart attack. I guess he thought I was a giant coon or something. It's hard to say what he thinks. The coon was hiding in some bushes about 5 feet in front of me. I could hear him chewing on something, and that smell was real strong now. "What's that?" Drover whispered, sniffing the air. "Coon. What do you think?" I glanced back at him. He was shaking with fear. "You ready for some combat experience?" "Yes," he squeaked. "I'll jump him and try to get him behind the neck. You come in the second wave and take what you can. If you run away like you did last time, I'll sweep the corral with you and give you a whooping you won't never forget." All right, let's move out. I crouched down and crept forward, every muscle in my highly conditioned body taut and ready for action. 5 feet, 4 feet, 3 feet, 2. I sprang through the air and hit right in the middle of the biggest porcupine I ever saw.